episode of the Rondell podcast. This is episode number 19, I believe. Y'all know I'll be terrible with these numbers. But today, we got a special guest on the show. Another videographer like myself. So I think you the first. Actually, you're not.
Okay,
You're the second videographer I had on here. We got my man Dez. That's what.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Dez,
That's perfect, man.
with Foreign Sound Studios.
Yes, sir. Right on the head, brother. Hey, nice to meet you guys. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem, man. So we're going to jump right into this. Fun fact for y'all, this guy has like a full day here at the studio. So you had a client from 9 to 1, and another from like 2 to 6?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All day, man.
Yeah, so he was gracious enough to let me get this interview on his little break. So
Right in between, yeah.
I ain't gonna hold him too long. But first, man, just tell us a little bit about yourself, man. Where you from?
Well, man, I'm originally from North Carolina, right here in Durham was where I was originally born at, man. But I'm all North Carolina born, purebred, man. I've been in Durham, I've been in Raleigh, stayed some in Charlotte, man. So it's just it's not one specific area you can say I was raised in. I would say if I had to pick one, it'd be Rocky Mount, North Carolina. But other than that, man, I've been everywhere in North Carolina. So that's my state pretty much, bro. North Carolina is where I'm from, brother.
Gotcha. Talk about the company a little bit, man. What got you into videography?
Well, man, honestly, I just always had a passion for like editing and anything creative. Like, I remember in high school, man, I used to sit in my desk, just editing little beats on GarageBand, man, and I always had a knack for just putting things together out of nothing, pretty much. And so as I got older, man, I fell in love with music and started creating music and singing and doing R&B. And I just wanted to start making music videos for myself, Like, I'm the type of guy, if I can get it done by myself, I'm going to figure out a way to make it happen. So I ended up finding out ways to make it happen, pretty much, coming up with YouTube videos, pretty much, different online courses, and just figuring out how to understand cinematography and camera work and how to operate a camera. And once I figured all that out, man, I just hit the ground running pretty much. I actually had a guy who stayed out in Oregon, man, a great friend of mine who actually works for the company now, who sent me his camera from, I think it was from Oregon is where he was staying at, man. He had a camera that he was like, hey, man, I got this Sony Alpha. I think it was a 6300 sitting up, man, that I'm not using, bro. I'm going to send it to you because I see the vision now and I trust in you. So he sent me the camera all the way across the country, man. And once I got it, I just hit the ground running pretty much, man. And hey, like everybody, you got to start from somewhere, and that's what I did, man. I started from somewhere, hit the ground running, and from there, man, it was just like it's like a snowball going down the hill. You just pick up and learn things, and you get bigger and bigger and better with it, and you understand things you didn't know when you first started out. You see the growth in where you were at now, when you started at, compared to where you're at now in the beginning, man. So I've been in this for 3 years now, so it's a blessing, man. It's truly a blessing.
That's interesting how you got started. My friend, we were talking off camera. Cool Cannon.
Yeah.
That's actually how he got into it. He used to do music himself.
Oh, wow.
Wanted to shoot his own music videos, and then he grew out of the music, and then it went into just shooting videos for other people.
Yes, sir.
So do you still mess with music at all now?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm just right now. I'm just focused on the craft with the video stuff, man. Because once I get that banged in, I pretty much just, like I said, do everything for myself. Like I want to be. Once I do go back into the music, basically handle everything from the vocal engineering to producing the beats to producing the video content, and just having a full force powerhouse behind me when I do go back to making music, pretty much. But for the time being, man, I'm loving videography. I'm loving the business. I'm loving the just the career, man. I've been doing it for 3 years, but I haven't been full time until like 2 years ago. So now that I'm full time with it, yes, sir. I would say 1 year into it, I became full time. Like my first year into it, after a year of doing it, helping people out, doing free work here and there, making a little bit of money here and there, but not really enough to cover the bills. After a year doing that, man, I got enough clientele under my belt to where I was able to make full time off of it, man. And
pretty quick.
Yes, sir. That's a blessing, man. It's a blessing. I wasn't expecting for it to happen that fast, honestly, but networking, getting out there and working with people and having good clientele to where they're always coming back, and they make you their guy. That's the main thing. You want to be able to keep client retention, and also you have those clients spread your message and what you're trying to do pretty much with the video stuff. So that word of mouth is a very powerful thing, man, and it's one of the main things that has helped me become full time. Just having people make sure they recommend me to people and let people know like, hey, that's the guy that did my stuff, and I recommend him if I to anybody else, man. So really, that was one of the main mechanisms of my growth, man. Just people spreading the message, man, and word of mouth, pretty much. So it's been a journey, brother.
Yeah. What did you do before you went full time?
Man, I used to build engines, bro.
Really?
I used to build engines. I used to work at I don't know if I can say this because of the branding, but Cummins engine plant, man. I used to work out there building building engines, man. I used to work in the test facility out there where we basically just took dummy parts onto the engines and then send them into test cells, run the engines. If they cleared, take the dummy parts off, put the actual parts up there, and then send them down the line. Pretty much, it was a what they call it, a conveyor belt type. Yeah. What is it? Forgot the word for it. Assembly line. Yeah, assembly line. It was assembly line.
I did some of that type of work. Yes, sir. In between like summers.
Yes, sir.
Out of college and stuff like that.
Yep.
Did you like the job, or was it something that you wanted to get out of?
Something I wanted to get out of, man. Like that job was hard, dude. Like I would work 12-hour days, two weeks straight sometimes. Like, and we didn't know what time we were getting off. Like we would go in there, be like, all right, we might be getting off at 2. We just got to hit this number with engines, push this many engines down the line, and then 2 o'clock roll around. They're like, oh well, we got 5 o'clock, and you're like, what? You just told us 2 o'clock, and then you come in Friday, think you'll get the weekend off. They're like, oh well, no, we got to come work Saturday, Sunday, and it's. Man, you working 10, 12 hours every day, 2 weeks straight, man. You like, bro, what am I doing with my life?
Man, you figured that out early that you didn't want to do that.
Yes,
I have a friend that's in his 40s, and that's the type of job he works.
Oh, wow.
Like, he'll sometimes be like, man, for the next 3 weeks, it'll be almost 3 weeks before he had a day off.
Goodness gracious.
And I'm like, but he don't see nothing
wrong with that.
Well, he don't like it, but he doesn't see another way out.
That's understandable.
Like he won't take a leap or try anything.
And that's understandable, man, because a lot of people want to be comfortable in life, man. And the best way to do that is, if you got a stable check coming in, you know what I'm saying? Hey, all power to you if that's how you feel. But with this, yeah, it is taking a risk, man. Like when you're starting off, and that's with anything in life, man, that is worth it. You're going to have to take that risk in order to get to reap those rewards in the end, man. Because if you sit down and talk to anybody who's made money off of, that came from no money, they'll tell you like, hey, I took a risk on this. This wasn't nothing that I was like, I stumbled across. Like, no, I came across some money. I took a risk with this money, made more money off of it, type thing. And so that's one of the main things I realized when I started off, like, okay, I'm gonna have to take this risk. Like, I lost my job because of COVID and everything. Like, I can either go back to work a 9 to 5 or I can take this risk and see how it plays out. And that's ultimately what I did, man. I sat down, I weighed out the pros and cons of what I could do with this 9 to 5 or what I could do with this videography business. And I'm like, okay, I can do this 9 to 5 for 30 years, get a 401k, clock out at 65 years of age and, live peacefully. Or I could do this business, grow it, help people by empowering people with jobs, with employment, with helping them expand their knowledge in the videography stuff. If that's something they're passionate in. And not only that, but I could pass down something to my children, man, or have something that I can build generational wealth. And that's when I was like, okay, I'm gonna take this risk. I talked to God about it. I'm like, God, if this is where you want me to go with it, I'm gonna go with it. And that's ultimately what He told me, man. And ever since then, I've been rolling. I just been rolling, man. I've been going where He tells me to go pretty much with it. Like, you know what I'm saying? He my business partner. I'm like, God, if this is where you want me to go at with it, I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I credit all my success to at this point, man, because I couldn't do it alone, man. To be honest, you got to take that risk.
Round of applause on that one, man.
Appreciate it.
So so I know you do music videos.
Yes, sir.
Is that the bulk of like what your genre that you work in?
Currently, yes, sir. Currently, it's the bulk of the genre that I work in. But I've done a lot. I've done wedding stuff. I've done commercials. I've even done like testimonies for like people at church. Like I got this one guy. He recently just passed away. Who had heart surgery, man, and we did a whole testimony, man, and it was just beautiful. But I've done a lot, man. I've done a variety of stuff with the videography, man. But I would say currently the bulk of my stuff right now would be music videos, and that's just because it's a lot of artists in this area, man. So it's one of the easiest ways to step into videography and cinematography, man. Is by taking those techniques and applying them to music videos. So when you do get those commercials, those big jobs,
kind of know everything.
Exactly. And you know how to operate a camera ultimately. Like, you know how to frame up the shot, put the camera in certain settings, line certain things up, certain compositions and stuff like that. You ultimately understand through starting out filming music videos, man. Like, I remember just pointing and shooting and being like, why does my stuff not look like this, you know? And then realizing like, okay, I got to learn about composition. I got to learn about rule of thirds. I got to learn about all this other stuff for my framing to be like how these other guys are pretty much. And that's ultimately what I did, man. I just started to learn and study and learn the craft, and then I implemented it into the music videos. So now I'm like, okay, when I do something different, I know what I can apply the same stuff to it. You know, if I do a commercial or or a wedding, you know, I can apply these same cinematic techniques and still make it happen pretty much, brother. So yeah, it's one of the easy ways to start off, and it's a plethora of opportunity with music videos. So that's why I pretty much, that's my bulk of my work right now.
Gotcha. Do you like it? Because I just from some music video directors I've like known for a while.
Yeah.
They all end up saying the same thing. Now you still kind of early into doing it, like 3 years.
3 years. Yeah.
But there comes a point with every one of them that I know, and it's like, I ain't never shooting another music video again. Like, do you feel any of that right now?
I mean, I don't feel that right now necessarily. Like, okay, I would say at a certain point I got tired of shooting the same style of music videos. Gotcha. So, yeah, of course you're gonna want something different. You're gonna want to refresh it, but ultimately it's how your attitude around it. Like, you either be like, okay, I'm tired of shooting music videos altogether, or I'm tired of shooting these same type of music videos. I'm add a creative touch to it, revamp not only my passion for it, but, you know, my content and the stuff I'm producing for my clients. So I've had some times where I'm like, okay, these music videos I'm doing, they're nice, but, you know, I want to switch it up. I want to add some more cinematography into it. I want to add some more narrative to it. I want to do something that's a little bit outside of just pointing and shooting or having nice cars or having, you know, money and women in the videos. Like, I want to do something different than the status quo, you know. And that's why I think you really keep that flame burning with it. Once you keep that creativity alive with it, you know, that's really when I think you don't have those problems when you're like, okay, I'm done with it, because, you know, as long as you're a creative person, you're gonna always find fulfillment in creating music videos as long as you're creative with them. But if you're just doing it just to make the money and you're just doing it just to shoot the videos, yeah, it's just like any other job. You're gonna get tired of it, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like it all depends on how you look at it and how you feel about the craft. You know, if you feel like it's a job now at this point, yeah, I get it. I see why you fall out of love with it. But if you feel like it's a creative outlet and something you enjoy doing, you'll never fall out of love with it, man. It's something you'll always enjoy doing. So, yeah, I get it, but personally, right now, I'm at the point now where I'm enjoying it, man. I want to grow. I want to get bigger with it. I want to do bigger productions. I want to do different things with it. You know what I'm saying, and expand my reach, especially nowadays and age, man. With it being so much easier to create stuff with like AI and all that stuff, man. Like, it's so much easier to do things now as an independent person, where you don't need to go out and, you know, get all these big budget visual effect artists and other things like that. Like, it's a lot of stuff that you can do now on your own that makes it a lot easier, man. So. Like I said, it's way easier to be creative now. So maybe that's why, you know, I find a lot of enjoyment in it, because there's always something you can learn with this stuff, man, and add to your toolkit. So I'm always just trying to like keep it fresh, and I think that's what keeps my passion in it, man. I'm not like, dang, I gotta go shoot this same style of music video. I'm like, oh no, I got this idea. Like, I get to implement this one this time. Like, okay, we're gonna see how this look, this effect. Like, yeah, that's how I keep that passion alive, man. So I'm happy where I'm at, brother.
Okay. So speaking of AI, have you started playing around with any of the AI tools that's available now?
Definitely. I think I actually shot a music video at your studio here and used some AI in the first bit of it, man, where it's kind of with the text to image thing, where I took some text to image, incorporated it into a video, and I think I like rotoscoped it out to where it was just around the subject, and it was similar to what the trend is nowadays with that stuff in music videos. So yeah, I've definitely experimented with some of that stuff, man. Even with certain things, like they got I forgot what it's called. I think I'm not even gonna try to remember the name, but there's even tools right now where you can basically change the subject in your music video to like a 3D or CGI person, you seen that before? Like, it's so much stuff like that, dude. Now that it's crazy. That's what I'm talking about. Like, it's so many new tools now for us creators to be able to implement into our craft, man. That expand your horizons, man, and make you fall in love with it.
Does that scare you though?
Nah. I view that as another tool, man. If you're a true creative, It doesn't scare me. Now, one thing that does scare me though, because I have seen the AI generations of the AI generated videos of them like trying to really hyper recreate, make something super realistic like commercials or something. Like I think there was one that I saw that was like a standard beer commercial, and it looked almost realistic. Like I'm like in 2-3 years, like with that technology where they're at now, I can see it being like ultra realistic, looking like an actual commercial, and them being able to swap videographers and people out for just AI building that stuff, man. So I definitely see the worry in that, but at the same time, I don't think there's ever going to be a replacement for the human in these things, man. So it's either you know what I'm saying? It's either you pick that up and just add that to your production where, okay, now we got a guy in-house that can just render it for you if you want it. Or if you want it authentically made, we can still do that. It's just all about how you look at it. You know what I'm saying? You can go with the times or you can get left behind pretty much. So you can buckle down and learn it, figure out how to implement it into your toolkit and then into your production warehouse, or you can, outsource it or figure out a way to implement it regardless, because if you don't, it's going to get to a point where like companies and stuff like that are going to reach out to people who can just generate it, man, instead of having to pay a whole production team.
Are you aware of what's going on in Hollywood right now, like with the strike?
Oh, with the writers' strike?
Well, started with the writers,
yeah,
but now actors have joined in as of maybe a week or two.
Oh no, I didn't know about that, man.
Okay, so here's the thing: the studios are proposing that you come in as an actor, we'll pay you a lump sum of money, we're gonna scan you, and we're done with you.
Whoa!
Every movie, every appearance from that,
it's 3D.
Yeah. Gosh. So that's what I'm saying, like.
I get that. I mean, that's something they've easily could have done for a while now, because that's what they do with 2K, man. They take these basketball players, come in 3D scan them, and then they're done with them. They got their player for forever to implement into these games. So that's something that's been around for a while, man. But at the same time, you can't. The authenticity in a human being, man, you can't replicate, man. I really feel like you can't replicate like Denzel Washington's lip quiver, man. Like I don't feel like they're gonna be able to put that into his 3D guy. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like Denzel, they're gonna want Denzel to show up and do that. They're not gonna be like, hey, get a scan of Denzel, just have the AI lip quiver. Like, no, they're gonna want Denzel in there for that, brother. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't think there's a way that you can really replace the human being. You can. It's kind of like cloning, you can clone something or clone a human, but you can't clone the soul. You can't clone the soul of that human. You can't clone the personality, that person. You can clone their outside, but you can't clone it, the inside, man. So I think that's what goes with AI, man, and them, taking these actors and 3D scanning them and being like, that's all we need, because it's kind of like this. They've been doing the hologram performances for a while, like where you can go and see Michael Jackson perform as a hologram. Yeah. No, you're not gonna want to see that. You're gonna want to see Mike perform if you got the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? If you know Mike is alive and around walking, you ain't gonna want to see Mike perform. You're not gonna want to go see his hologram. So I feel like that's how it's gonna be with these big actors. When like people find out that's a 3D Tom Cruise in that. Like I don't want to watch Mission Impossible with a 3D scan Tom Cruise. You know what I'm saying? Like I really feel like you can't replace humans in this, man, and creativity. Like he can try to, but ultimately it's just gonna be another tool that we utilize to create. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man.
Do you see a threat of AI becoming sentient? And
that's one thing that does worry me, man, because these companies are already creating robots. Like Google got a whole robot, man, and all you got to do is just take the AI programming and software and implement it into these beings that have appendages and can move, and they're programmed to able to move, and then there you go, you got a sentient being walking around that's like, oh, I'm a human being, you know what I'm saying? I can think like you. I'm even smarter or superior than you, because I'm tapped into a vast quantity of human knowledge that you can't tap into as fast as my computer brain can. So yeah, man, I feel like it's very possible, bro. Like I know you've seen them Boston Dynamic robots just walking around flipping and doing all the crazy mess, man. Like, gosh.
I'm on the fence about those videos, man. It looks CGI.
Nah, they're real, man. They're real, bro.
It be looking fake to me, man.
I'm telling you, they're real, bro. They are real. I've seen videos of like famous CGI artists and visual effect artists like actually break down these things, and like they actually tried to replicate it themselves, and they did, but ultimately it wasn't as good as the actual video was, and it was very hard to actually do. So I don't think it's impossible, man. Like I know you've seen the little robot dogs walking around, you know what I'm saying? Like,
but see that moves and looks robotic to me.
Yeah.
Those videos online,
it don't take much.
Seeing that robot flip and stuff, man, it just
don't take much, man. The human mind is crazy, man, and I feel like, man, you give a person enough time and money, they can create anything. And Boston Dynamics, they've been around since the 90s, so they got enough time and they probably got enough money from the government to create flipping robots, my guy.
Yeah, that's pretty true.
I think I actually seen like some old videos of like the very first prototype when it was in, like it was just walking around like a little horse and doing flips like in that phase, you know what I'm saying? So that was back in the 90s, bro. If it was flipping back in the 90s, I know now in 2023 it's shooting lasers. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Going back to like the factory work, did you see that? It was a video that went viral. They had a robot and it was doing like manual tasks like that, like in a factory, and it just like passed out.
The robot passed.
The robot passed out.
Yeah, the robot passing out in the factory. They're going to show you the conditions they got the humans working in.
Yeah, I was like, what? They just like fell over.
I can't. Does not compute. Yeah, that's crazy, man. I didn't see that, but I believe it, man. I believe it because they've already replaced a lot of things in factories like that with robots now. So I'm pretty sure if they can replace, the little menial stuff that they do got certain humans in there doing, they're gonna find a way to do it, bro. They already making like the fully animatronic McDonald's and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Where everything's handled by robots and AI, and it's just people there to keep the machines running. Like, that's scary, bro. That's scary, man. Scary, man.
Though what people don't realize is like your customer service type jobs. Yeah. That employs a large sector of America.
Exactly.
And those are the jobs that are gonna get replaced.
Exactly.
By AI. So like, what happens?
And not only that, but there's a lot of people that don't have college degrees. Man. There's a lot of people that just got their high school diplomas.
No skills. Like
exactly.
I mean, and nowadays, that's how it used to be. Like just kids but now with the way the economy is and stuff, you got a lot of older people.
Yeah, it's out there
that are relying on those
exactly.
So it's like. It's looking bleak, man. Looking bleak.
It is, man. It is. It is looking crazy, but at the same time, brother, like I feel like the human is always going to prevail, man. You know what I'm saying? Exactly, because ultimately we created these things, man. So I feel like if I brought you into this world, I can destroy you if I got to. Hopefully, so I'm feeling like if it does get to a point where these things are overtaking and messing up society, man, we'll realize like, okay, we need to put our foot down before this thing actually does try to become a dictator and take over the human race type thing. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Yeah. I like iRobot. Exactly. We don't need that.
Yeah. Going back to business, man. Are you a one man band or are you a teamwork makes the dream work?
Teamwork makes the dream work, man. Teamwork makes the dream work, especially when you want to upscale and go bigger with the productions, man. You want to have a team that you can rely on, man. Because I've been in productions where there's 15 guys running and helping out with everything, man. And the production is like the smoothest production I've been on. And I've been on productions where there's just me, and I wish I had like 2 or 3 other guys that help out, man, because of the strenuous load that it does take to make these videos sometimes. So me personally, man, I like having a team. I like having people that I can rely on, people that I can put in positions and know that, hey, if I put that guy there, he's gonna get the job done. It makes the job 100% more easier. It makes not only that, it just makes having good company, always better. It's always better to have good company. So just having people there that you can rely on for different things, like helping out with the creative things, like, hey, how do you think this look? You know what I'm saying? How do you feel about this shot? You know what I'm saying? It's always good to have people there you can rely on for those things, man. So me personally, I'm a teamwork makes the dream work guy, man. Like I got guys that I can rely on right now that I'm like, hey, bro, I need you. You know what I'm saying? Can you do this for me? And then boom, I know if that guy's in that position, it's gonna get done, dude. So yeah, definitely need a team, bro.
Are you at a point where you outsource work? Like if let's say you get hired for a music video and you just send someone out to film. Have you done any of that?
I've done that a couple times when I'm like when my workload gets a little too big. Not anybody from like my crew. I only have like people that help me out with like filming. Not anybody that like is like a freelance videographer for me yet. Do want to get to that stage though. That is where I want to go with the business. But currently, man, like if I have like a heavy workload and somebody's like, hey, man, I need this done. I got a couple of videographers, man, and I'll be like, hey, guy, I got this client that I can't take right now. Are you free? Do you want this guy? You know what I'm saying? Like I try to help out with people that I know if I was to send the client to that person, they'll still get the job done, and also just help out the community of videographers, man, in the area. So yeah, I just I'm not at the point now where I got my own team now where I'm like, hey, dude, go shoot this video, bring it back. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But that is where I want to get to at with the business, man.
Have you ever shot a wedding?
No. Yeah, I've shot what is it, engagement, like an engagement video where like the couple, like when they got the engagement photos, they also want like an engagement ring type thing or engagement video. I've shot in that before. I haven't shot an actual wedding ceremony just yet. I wanted to get into that definitely because like it's not only is it is it cool to incorporate the cinematic techniques that I've learned? But it's money in that field too as well. It's very lucrative, and you never run out of weddings, man. You might run out of music videos, but everybody trying to get married, man. So you definitely be able to keep business up with that if you find the right niche and networking with that.
You definitely got to do that, man. Like I feel like every videographer needs to
definitely
do a wedding, man.
I want to, man. If you know anybody that shoots weddings, just photography wise, and they know somebody that needs a videographer, man, I definitely want to. But man, the wedding scene in North Carolina with videographers is deep. Like, there's a lot of guys out here, man, that's all they do. Like I've seen the Facebook groups, you know what I'm saying? Like,
but it's like that with music videos.
Yeah, that's true, man. That's true.
Speaking of that, like how do you market yourself?
Man, solely Instagram right now, man. Like I got a Facebook account, but most youths are on Instagram. Most people who shoot music video are on Instagram. TikTok isn't really a platform for us creators. They don't really boost, like, if you post your content up there, post something like, hey, I'm having a sale or something like that. Like, no, they don't really push that content. But Instagram, like that's since the beginning, that's my bread and butter pretty much. Excuse me. Instagram it's just been my hub for pushing myself out there. So what I usually would do, man, I just one of the ways I come across artists is I'll go to like studio pages and I follow all the artists that go to that studio, because most artists that are working in that studio, they're the guys that are working out there trying to make something of themselves as artists. So 9 times out of 10, they're in the studio all the time. That means they're going to need some visuals because they just dropped this new track. And, if that track's hot off the iron and they feeling it, they're going to want to drop some visuals with it. So I try to stay on top of studios that are popping up in the area, artists that are just out there constantly in the studio that are working, that are clearly you can go to their pages and see that they're dropping content constantly high quality and they're looking and seeking for a certain level of content to produce and to put out with their songs, man. So Instagram, man. Instagram is the main hub pretty much. There's not really no other video platform like it right now. I hate that they're trying to go like TikTok with the reels, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm a 16:9 ratio guy, but we got to get with the times, like I said, man. So, I found a way to still make it happen, by just posting like behind the scene reels and stuff like that. When I post my work, I post it in 16:9, but when I go about the reels and stuff like that, behind the scenes, all that good stuff, I try to post it in that reel format to try to,
I did that for a while, the 16:9.
Yeah.
But they finally got me.
So they can't do it no more.
It's vertical.
I get you, brother.
I like my feed to have
a certain aesthetic. I get it, dog.
So
I get it.
I fought a hard battle, man. But yeah, they won, man.
I don't blame you, man. They took it away from you, man.
When I'm doing photography, man.
Yes, sir.
I barely even shoot wide anymore. Like I consciously sometimes I'll be going through my the photos after I get done, and I'm like, I got 10 vertical shots. I got 10 wide shots, man. I'm literally just
everything else is vertical.
If you go look at my old work,
like
when I first started, most of it was wide.
16:9.
Yeah, because that's generally what we saw.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, these social media changed everything.
That makes sense for photography, man. I can see definitely that in photography because most of the time that's where people's going to post those photos.
Yeah.
But for videos, man, most of the time with music videos, they're going up on YouTube, bro. Like they're not going up on social media. Like they might post a part of it on social media to help, saying, promote it. But most of the time it's going on YouTube. So that's what when I go to edit it, I edit it in that 16:9 format in mind. Like I still create it to where like if I need to create a custom reels or, something like that for the artist, I can. But most of the time, like when I go to post the final work on my social media, I'm like, it's meant for 16:9, so I'm gonna post it in what it was meant for, because I don't want to, posting to something that the whole frame isn't there. Like I framed the shot up for a nice 16:9. I want you to be able to see the dang, I can't even get it out.
Symmetry?
The symmetry and the shot that I created. I want you to see the whole frame. I want you to see everything that my 4x5. I'm at my 4.5K sensor caught. You know what I'm saying? Like I want you to be able to see that everything, not just 9x16 of that frame. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just a big 16:9 ratio guy, man, because of the work I produce, brother. But like I said, I'm still with the times. I got to do what I got to do to make business happen. So reels, they drop when they drop.
Do you make any personal content, like for YouTube or anything, to try to, I guess, create another platform, another source of income? Are you in any of that?
Yeah, I've actually been recently posting like YouTube tutorials, man, where I break down different ideas and tricks and tips that I help artists starting out or people just looking to spice things up in their their craft pretty much with this videography stuff, man. So basically, I just try to help people out. I've done a couple gear reviews, stuff like that, to where I just try to help anybody that's really starting out in this, man, understand like, hey, if you take these things and implement them in your craft, brother, I promise you it'll help excel you beyond the bar where most videographers in your area are probably at. Right. So yeah, man, it's Foreign Sound Studios. If anybody's interested, man, it's the same thing as the business on YouTube. And yeah, I definitely want to create that extra streaming income with that, man. Yeah. So I'm definitely trying to push that and grow that, as well as with the Carolina Cadence thing, man. The thing that we're filming here, I'm also posting that content on our YouTube, on Carolina Cadence YouTube channel as well, to help these artists reach a bigger audience, as well as grow that page as well, man, on YouTube. So
tell us a little bit about the Carolina Cadence, just in case we might have some viewers that's local, man.
Yes, sir.
Or just willing to travel down here. So
yes, sir.
What is this? What are you offering with that?
Well, basically, man, we're trying to create something different that's different than come hang the microphone. No, I'm gonna say that different. Hold on. Basically, man, I'm trying to create something different than what other people are in my area doing, man. There's a lot of guys in the area that just they so-called give you live performances, man, but they're not live performances, brother. They're artists coming and lip syncing the song that they've already recorded, pretty much. So I wanted to create something where you can actually feel the authentic vocals of that artist in a natural, aesthetically pleasing set, man. We create different sets for these artists, man. We provide a 10-minute interview of them breaking down different things that they might want to tell the camera, or just break down their story of how they became an artist, where they're at with the craft now. If they want to break down a specific song and how that song was created, we give them the open floor basically to do that, man. And then they perform 3 songs live. We got an engineer, man, who's an alumni from Full Sail, who comes in and mixes the vocals and everything live. And we take all that content, man, and we give them about 40 pieces of content with each session, man. So they get all that in 16:9 format, like I like. Yeah. They get those reels to post like social media likes, and I break it all down to where it's digestible for the artist to understand. This is how I need to go about and posting this content in order to maximize the algorithm, pretty much, in my outreach with the algorithm. So we also give them like a little strategy guide that breaks down all this stuff, man, and it shows them exactly how to go about posting these things on each platform, utilizing the in-app editors in each platform, man, and just different tricks that they can utilize to help grow themselves going about posting this stuff, man, that we give them. So we just don't want to give them the content and tell them, hey, have at it. Like, we want to teach them how to maximize that usage of that content and really grow using the social media platforms, algorithms, and what they call for it, which is, that 9x16 real style video, man. So that's what we're providing, man. And we're blessed to be able to utilize your space, man. It's a gracious space. Appreciate you, man. So, brother, man, if you're an artist in the area that's looking for something like that, man, some content, hey, reach out, we'll make it happen.
Before we get out of here, man, I wanted to ask you, outside of the business, like, what does Dez do for fun? Like, no work related stuff, just
yes, sir. Well, man, ultimately I'm a husband and a dad, man. I got a wife, I got 2 kids at home, I got a boy and a girl, man. So for fun, man, it's my family, man. I love my family. I mostly spend time with the kids, man. I spend time with my wife. Outside in the yard, man, I'm an outside guy. I don't, most of the time as a videographer, after you're done filming, you're in the house editing a lot. Right. So I like to be out, I like to get outside, man. I'm a gamer. I like playing video games, man. You know what I'm saying? So I might be in the house playing some Witcher 3 or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
PS5?
PS5, you know what I'm saying? Sony guy. So I'm in the house playing some, you know what I'm saying, some 2K, you know what I'm saying? Something like that, brother. But other than that, man,
you live stream?
Nah, I want to get into that. That's something, I just film and edit so much. I ain't got the time to film and live stream, but I want to get into gaming YouTube, man, for sure. Because it's something I actually did when I was a kid, man. I gamed YouTube and I posted content and stuff like that. And if I, if I would have kept going, I could have been Corey Kenshin before Corey Kenshin was who you were, you know what I'm saying? But I dropped off on that early in the game, so that's where I dropped the ball at. But other than that, man, it's definitely something I want to get back into for sure, man, because I love playing video games. It's something I do when the kiddos are asleep and the wife's asleep, you know what I'm saying? Pull out the controller, start playing some video games, so if I can make some money off of that too as well, hey, I wouldn't mind it at all, dog.
Okay. You into movies or anything?
Yeah, man. I watch a lot of I would say action movies. I'm a real action movie guy.
What's the last film you've seen in theater?
Last movie I saw in theaters, man, I don't even go to the movie, man. It's so much. I got me a nice 64-inch at the crib, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
so
what's the last film you watched?
Last film I watched, new film, I would say, Dang, what was the last movie I watched? I don't even know. I'll give you the last old movie I watched because I watch a lot of oldies, man. And I would say the last old movie I watched would be Evan Almighty, bro. I just watched that movie with the kids the other day. Evan Almighty, man. That's a good one. It's a classic from like 2010, you know?
No, I was past college.
You know what I'm saying? It's a good movie, bro. And I like watching the old stuff, man, because the new movies they make, you know, they're good. The graphics are there and everything, but the stories that the older movies got, man, you can't beat, man.
Yeah.
I'm an Eddie Murphy fan. I like watching a lot of like Beverly Hills, you know what I'm saying, Cop, a lot of some of his older stuff. What's some of his older stuff? Like gosh, I just watched one of them the other day. Not Life, it was another one. Dang, but Life's a good one too.
Yeah,
Life's a good one.
That's a classic.
But Eddie Murphy got a lot of hits, man. I'm a big Eddie Murphy fan. I like a lot of his older movies. So I'm a oldies guy, man. If I'm gonna watch the movies, I'm gonna sit down and watch something that I grew up on. I really don't reach out for the newer stuff. Like I might go watch, you know what I'm saying, Mario, and you know what I'm saying. Yeah. But other than that, I really don't watch none of the newer stuff that's coming out, man, because it ain't nothing like the old stuff yet.
That is true. That is true. Quality has kind of dipped a little bit.
Yes, sir.
Over these last couple of years. You got any series? Any that you're watching?
Recently, man, I'm an anime fan, brother. I like watching anime.
I've never watched anime.
You gotta watch it, man. It ain't nothing like the story arcs in anime, man. Like I just finished watching Demon Slayer. That man, story arc of that one was crazy. Right now, I'm watching something called Dr. Stone with my wife, bro. It's about basically these two guys. Well, the whole human race basically gets turned to stone in the year 2023. 3,000 something years later, a couple guys wake up, man. The main guy is like a really, really smart scientist, pretty much. So they wake up 3,000 years in the future, basically, and society is basically back in the Stone Age. So they got to start out from scratch, and it's real detail. Like they'll go in and teach you stuff, like kind of how like if you watching like a Bear Grylls survival joint, like that's kind of how the anime is. Like it'll teach you like, hey, if you do this, that, and the third, you can create this thing, and you can survive off of this, or you can create, you know what I'm saying, this, that, and the third, and this is something you can use to survive, and if you were out in the wilderness, pretty much. So stuff like that, man. And I like watching a lot of fighting anime, a lot of stuff with fight scenes, action-packed stuff. I like this one movie called Akira, man. If you're a big movie fan,
of Akira, but
it's a great one, man. It's a great one.
Is it something like Clash of Titans?
You talking about Attack on Titan?
My cousin told me to watch that.
Man, that story arc, bro. I'm telling you, like,
so I should
you gotta watch it, dog. Like that.
Don't tell me that.
I ain't gonna tell you nothing. The anime's been out for a while, man. It's been out for a while, but man, the story arc on that joint, like they just dropped the last season like a couple months ago, man, and tied everything together.
Because I see it's on. I think it's
Hulu. It's on Hulu. It's on. I think it's on Netflix as well, man. You can definitely watch it up there.
I might start this weekend.
That's a good one, man. It's gonna have you on the edge of your seat because the story, like, it's something you can relate to. You know what I'm saying? It's not, even though it's outlandish a little bit because it's anime. So the things that are, you know what I'm saying, with the characters, but the story and what's going on, man, you can relate to it, bro. I'm telling you, like, dang, that really happened. Dang, what if that happened to me, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a good story, man. That's a great one, bro. You'll like that one. That one to pull on your heartstrings, bro. So get ready to cry some grown man tears. I know anime is cartoons, bro. They just hand drawn, but it'll make you cry some grown man tears. I'm telling you.
Okay. Well, listen, man. I appreciate you coming on the show, bro.
Yes, sir.
For you guys, man, I appreciate y'all if you made it this far. Look, tune in to the next episode, and I'll see you next time. Peace.
Peace out. Right on, brother.
All right, man. See, that wasn't bad.
That wasn't bad at all, man. Nice, quick, and easy, brother. We still making good time.